Mark Emmert of the NCAA is saying to the state of California, give us some time for our commission that has been convened for this sort of subject before you send the bill to the governor's desk. The assembly is basically, and the Senate has told the NCAA to pound sand. What do you see as the next few steps here in all this, Jay?
Well, they are getting some time, Rich, because the legislation is not going to go into effect if Governor Newsom signs it until 2023. So the NCAA's got plenty of time, and I would argue they've had since 1906 to figure this out, and they've shown a tremendous amount of inertia,
right,
and they've not done anything. They don't want to, and so it isn't just the state of California that's doing this. Congress is involved. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut and Representative Mark Walker of North Carolina are both pushing this same thing through Congress. So, there's, it's one thing to have, gas bags like me talking about this over the years, but it's another thing when the government's involved. So the NCAA is being pushed. And right, there've been lawsuits forever, and the NCAA is starting to lose some of these antitrust cases. They've been losing them consistently. They haven't lost every aspect of them, but that part of it, I think, is coming in time. And I thought it was interesting that Mark Emmert's response was to send a letter to the state of California basically saying, if this train continues going down the tracks, the way we're going to respond to it is we're going to tie the players to the tracks, and you're just going to run the players over. Basically saying, you're going to hurt the players, and we're going to punish the players for this. I found that to be a pretty distasteful response. And California basically responded by, I think it was Nancy Skinner basically said, you think you're going to threaten us, you're wrong. And the recent vote was 72-0. So clearly Mark Emmert and his people miscalculated the resolve of the state of California. But also the idea that the NCAA is just going to say, well, that's it, California can't compete anymore. That's laughable. That's not going to happen. It's going to require an adjustment on the part of the NCAA, and they're going to adjust. And this is not this big of a deal. And look, I get it. Like if I could keep all the money, I'd want to keep it as long as possible too. But the writing's on the wall, and this is inevitable that this is going to happen. It's kind of like with the Olympics, where everybody said, "Boy, you let pros in the Olympics, and that's the end of the Olympics, and they're more popular than ever." The Olympics, just having pros in the Olympics and, allowing Olympic athletes to monetize their name, image, and likeness has certainly not spelled doomsday for the Olympics, and it won't for college sports either. Just like paying coaches $8, $9, $10 million a year hasn't been the death knell for college sports. Players being able to monetize their name, image, and likeness won't be a problem either.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.